And with that, the field is rolling on the parade and pace laps for the first time of the 2022 Smart Modified Tour, powered by Pace-O-Matic. The Low Country 99 here at the Florence Motor Speedway, getting set to go green. Here's a look at the starting lineup for our field is going to come down for the green flag. Starting in the first spot, as a matter of fact, it's actually going to be that of Jimmy Wallace at number 21 with Brandon Ward to his outside. Earlier, Bobby Meismer won the quick time in the Pace-O-Matic Pole Award, but top 12, Reed Drew and Dennis Holdren will be starting inside of row number 2 with Dean Ward to his outside. Brian Lofton and pace setter in qualifying, Bobby Meismer, row 3. Matt Hirschman, Jeremy Gerstner in row number 4. Jason Myers and Burt Myers in row 5. And rounding out the top 12 will be the 7 car that is slated to roll off here at that 7th spot with Dylan Ward outside Bobby Labonte. Jonathan Brown in the brand new SS Racing number 22 will start on the inside of row 7 with Kevin Orlando outside. Jamie Tomeno and Cody Kohler make up row number 8, while Troy Young and Gary Young Jr. outside. Tommy Neal will line up inside of row number 10 with Greg Butcher outside in 20th. And the rest of the field sees Craig Young, Brian Weber, and John Keeveman taking you through your 23 starters. Chief starter J.B. Cole giving the one-to-go signal this time by. If you're new to Smart Modified Racing, we mentioned a lot that has gone into this race and how it will unfold. One of which is the fact that we will have the Jerry Hunt Supercenter stage break at lap 30. These drivers also have one fresh sticker tire in their arsenal that they will lean on to perhaps find victory and glory, if possible, here today at Florence. Pace car is going to make its way down pit road. Elliott Sumi, the honorary starter, getting set to unleash 23 Smart Modifieds to kick off the 2022 season, powered by Pace-O-Matic. We're green. And on the outside, it's Brandon Ward with the advantage as they come out of 2. Jimmy Wallace fighting back on the bottom. Ward checks up big time in 3. He'll concede the lead. Dean Ward follows through on the bottom, and the first lap of the year goes to Jimmy Wallace. Wallace out in front. Ward running in second. Behind him, Dennis Holdren, the Virginia native, in third. Brandon Ward has rolled his way back in a fourth spot, while Brian Lofton leads a side-by-side battle with Matt. Those cars make their way down the front straightaway, double wide, about 3 rows deep. Got one car smoking towards the back of the pack, keeps it rolling. We stay green. Hirschman now jumps up to that outside lane. A new car moving on the bottom. That's Walnut Cove's Jason Myers trying to move up a few spots. Myers was trying to work his way to the inside as they came through turns 1 and 2. And we're starting to see the trend develop in this race. It's very similar to what we saw here the last 2 seasons. A lot of these drivers and competitors trying to nurse their Hoosier tires to save what may be their best shot towards the end. And there you see one of the youngsters who captured a lot of attention on the national scale, moving his way up through the field already. In the Tommy Baldwin Racing 7NY, that's Caleb Petty, who is starting to move forward as well. He's currently running behind that of your 2021 champion, Burt Myers. They run 8th and 9th, respectively. Again, the Jerry Hunt Supercenter stage break is going to come at lap 30. As we continue to watch this fight materialize behind Hirschman, working the bottom side is that of Jason Myers. Outside, newcomer to the Hillbilly Motorsports organization, Florida native Jeremy Gerstner. When Gerstner got out of the car from practice earlier, he was grinning from ear to ear. said this is by far one of his best shots in his racing career, and he's entirely grateful for the opportunity. Now he wants to make the most of it, and he's trying to follow Jason Myers through to the inside. That fight continues to rage on while Jimmy Wallace still holds down a healthy advantage. In fact, way up the road is that of Wallace for now. Drivers coming down here to complete lap number 9 with Wallace, Ward, and Holdren still your top 3. This is the best battle we have right now. Your Pace-O-Matic pole sitter in Bobby Meismer, kind of trapped behind Matt Hirschman, who is most definitely trying to save some of his equipment for later in this race. Hirschman still willing to allow some of these cars to work their way up to and around him for position as he fades towards the bottom portion of the top 10. One of the cars that is on the move is that of Jamie Tomato, who is next in line, followed by last year's winner and Caleb Petty. Hirschman nearly bounced off the right rear tire of Meismer that time on the approach to turn 1, but lives to fight another day. Meismer on the inside, Hirschman way up high as these cars start to skate their way around the exit of turn 4. It's been a very warm day here at the 4/10 of a mile Timmonsville, South Carolina Oval that is at a Florence Motor Speedway. Temperature was up in the high 70s, which has made this track incredibly slick. We oftentimes will reference the fact this track kind of mirrors the characteristics that the now defunct Myrtle Beach Speedway once held, as well as the Darlington Raceway. That's about 20 minutes away from this short track. And that gritty nature has the team scratching their heads. We even saw drivers in qualifying electing to try to conserve their tires throughout the duration of their 2-lap attempt to lay down a flyer. Now, while this fight has been going on here, we continue to watch Tomato side by side with Meismer and Hirschman. We've had a change up front for the lead. As the lead pack has approached some lap traffic, Jimmy Wallace has pedaled his way back to 3rd, while Dean Ward is under fire for Dennis Holdren for the race lead. Down the front straightaway. Holdren inside of Ward through 1 and 2. Now on the backstretch, cars 0, 7, and 12. There they are, Holdren to the lead. And there is a bunch of lap traffic in front of these leaders as we inch closer to the Jerry Hunt Supercenter stage break. Lap number 30 is when we're going to see the orange and white checkered flag fly. And is putting himself perhaps lay claim to those honors. Holdren puts another lap on the board. And the group of lap cars that is up in front of him is intense. First car he's going to encounter is that of Craig Young, who is holding the high side. Brian Weber and Greg Butcher next in line. And all these cars that are in front of Holdren, if they've been trying to conserve their equipment, they're going to have to get going because they do not want to fall a lap down here before the end of this stage. Holdren now working to the inside of Brian Weber as all the spotters on the spotter stand start to warn these drivers that the leader is coming. The traffic has not allowed Dean Ward to close up more than an 0.8 of a second advantage, while Holdren is trying to do everything he can to close up and perhaps seal 3 championship points to start the season, as well as $300 cash from Jerry Hunt Supercenter. Oh, Holdren that time almost got pinched down by the number 6 of Butcher as we watch Dean Ward now try to navigate his way through the lap traffic. Ward being very careful with his approach to try to get through one of the young cars. Ward gets by cleanly on Craig Young. While Ward nurses his way down the backstretch, there's your leader Holdren getting around Greg Butcher in the 6. Next up is car 02. That would be Troy Young as Butcher has a big moment that time off 4. Saves the race car, but is going to lose ground to potentially try to stay the first car 1 lap down. These drivers quickly approaching the end of this first 30-lap stint. Holdren now coming up on the back of the Pennsylvania native, the number 95. That John Marinko-owned car, Cody Kohler, trying desperately not to fall lap down, and Tommy Neal is also in the clutches of the leaders. Dean Ward trying to get back up there. He wants the $300 at the stage break and win. Holdren squeezes to the outside of Tommy Neal. Dean Ward followed suit. The field works their way down the back straightaway. Laps are clicking off till we see that yellow flag. The next group of cars a little bit further down the racetrack from that of your race leader in Holdren. May not get there in terms of trying to catch the next group of lead lap traffic that is kind of caboosed by that of Gary Young Jr. Jonathan Brown is in that gaggle, as well as a few other cars here. And there is a slew of lap traffic between the top two and a third-place runner in Jeremy Gerstner. Try to get tabs back on our leaders here as they work their way off turn number 4. Laps are running out here in the Jerry Hunt Supercenter stage. Holdren comes across the line. 1 lap to go. This will be the first opportunity to gain some points here, not only by leading the lap that he did so far in this race, but as Ward tries to mount a charge off of turn number 4, the Jerry Hunt Supercenter stage win first of the year goes to Dennis Holdren. Holdren gets the stage victory over that of Dean Ward. As the top 10 come across the line here, the caution flag is going to fly.